Welcome to Light Her Up, your go-to podcast for exploring what it means to align with your passions and create a life filled with freedom, ease, and fulfillment. I'm your host, Natalie Bernacchi, a mom, entrepreneur, and certified coach who left a 15-year corporate career to build a life aligned with my passions and help other women do the same. We'll be diving deep into topics like self-discovery, mindset shifts, and the courage to pursue the life you've always dreamed of. Thank you for being here and for prioritizing yourself. I'm honored to be a part of your journey. If you're ready to find your joy, reclaim your identity, and upgrade your life, you're in the right place. Now let's light it up. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Light Her Up podcast. Today's episode is a little bit behind the scenes and a lot of real talk about something that touches our lives every single day, our routines. And I know talking about routines could sound maybe a little bit boring, but I've been hearing a lot lately from so many women in my world about how they feel like their routines are out of sync, or maybe they need a little more structure in their lives, and especially in the mornings. And this has been really top of mind for me this year because I just started this new entrepreneurship journey. I've even done a few podcasts about this in the past, about my sort of like whiplash into entrepreneurship. So I really want to address that here on this episode. And what I've been hearing from the women in my world is, things like, I want more structure, but I don't want to feel boxed in. I feel like I'm always rushing from one thing to the next. Or I miss feeling grounded, but I really have no idea where to start to get back on track. So if any of that hits close to home, then this episode is for you. If you've been craving a space where your vision isn't too much, where your life doesn't disqualify your big dreams, where your multi-passionate magic actually gets to breathe, then this space was built for you. Inside, strategy meets self-trust. Momentum is rooted in alignment, not urgency. And your next level vision finally has a seat at the table. With both in-person and virtual options, this next round of our 2-time sold-out mastermind, the Rocket Ship, is shaping up to be our most powerful one yet. The application link is in the show notes, and apply now and step into the room where your future gets built. I cannot wait to see you on board. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. I have always loved a good routine. In fact, I used to be super rigid with every single thing I did, literally everything. And back when I was in corporate, my calendar was literally my lifeline. If it wasn't on the calendar, it wasn't happening. I had spreadsheets for everything, and my productivity was praised, and it was really rewarded by everyone around me. And I couldn't help but feel really proud of everything I was personally able to accomplish in a day. And I've talked about this in previous episodes, but when I left my 15-year corporate career to build my own thing, all of that structure literally went out the window. And what I didn't realize at first is that I had attached my worth to being efficient, being the organized one, being the woman who got it all done. So when that structured framework disappeared, so did a big piece of my identity. I went from daily morning team huddles at 9 a.m. every single morning to a completely free schedule to do whatever I wanted when I wanted. And trust me, I would never in my life wish a daily morning team huddle at 9 a.m. every single morning on someone, but it was a big shift. And I went from having to be at my desk Monday through Friday, pretty much 9 to 5, to having the ability to choose the days of the week that I go to work and however many hours per day that I want to work. And even though I chose that shift, even though this is all what I wanted, I still grieved that version of me who knew exactly where to be and when. I know it sounds super dramatic to say that I was grieving a schedule, but it really was grieving because it was like unlearning this identity that I had had for over 15 years and really everything that I knew about my day-to-day. So at first, when I first made the leap into full blown entrepreneurship, I was anti schedule because for over 15 years, I felt like my calendar owned me. And if you know me, I'm and my personality, I'm really extreme. And I'm either all the way in or all the way out. I'm all the way on the left or I'm all the way on the right. And so when it came to my schedule, I was like, I'm free. I want nothing on my calendar and nothing planned because for the last 15 years, every single aspect of every day, Monday through Friday, was planned. And while that freedom was fun for a while, my nervous system slowly started to let me know that this style of freedom was not serving me. It's now July, and we're 7 months into my journey being a full time entrepreneur, and I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. I remember chatting with a girlfriend who also recently quit her job at the end of last year. And she did this maybe a couple months before I did. And when I was about to take the leap, we had a conversation about like what to expect. And she was like, "Oh my God, give yourself grace. It took me 4 weeks to get in the swing of things." And I remember thinking, like, holy shit, an entire month? I don't have a month to like take to get into the routine and rhythm and swing of things. And now I'm literally 7 months in and I'm still figuring out the scheduling, the rhythm, the flow. So 4 weeks has nothing on me. So I started to experiment. I started to notice how my nervous system was reacting. How was I feeling when I started my day a certain way or changed something a bit? I also started to ask myself and really check in with myself, what rhythm actually supports who I'm becoming and who I want to be and how I want to feel and what I want my days to look like? And what my goal is to have enough structure and framework, especially to start the day and wrap up the day as well. But that if something goes off track, I can easily pivot and get back on track the next day because I actually do have a baked in routine. And this is so important for me, especially because I have kids. And for all you mamas out there, you know, with kids, these tiny humans have really big, giant schedules. So making sure that they make it to camps and activities and school and everything that's going on for them. Also, having a husband that works full time and travels a lot for work and having to prioritize things that come up in his job, that can be challenging. And so, having a structure, but also flexibility was really important to me. I've also always been super into health and fitness. And a little fun fact before kids, I used to have a health and fitness blog in a prior life. I was known as the protein pancake girl, and I made a ton of different protein pancake recipes. So, needless to say, starting my day off with a good workout or movement is also super important to me. If I don't move first thing in the morning, energetically, I just feel off the rest of the day. So, this type of awareness led me to my biggest shift, how I start my day. The first few months of the year, I was like, this is so great. And since I have so much freedom, I can sleep in, I can do all the things when I want to. And what happened then was waking up to the kids being thrown right into mom mode on high alert and also feeling behind answering emails and doing things that I needed to do for the business. And it was like I was just in full blown reactive mode, which, like, in your brain, in your subconscious mind, translates to like survival mode. And so that feeling just didn't sit well. I ended up always feeling like I was behind, always rushed, always running late. With that rushed feeling, I felt like when I showed up in places, my energy just was like frazzled and not the kind of energy that I wanted to feel or lead my life with. I also wasn't present with my kids and I wasn't fully present in my work. I was sort of like just bouncing between and feeling like I was doing everything, but nothing well. So I don't know if you can relate to me when I say that, but like you're doing all the things, but because you're doing all the things, everything is suffering. So over the last few months, I really started experimenting with a real rhythm. By no means is it perfect. This was just something that feels good for me. And so this is what my routine looks like now. I wake up, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I have my AG1. I'll put the link in the show notes to it, but some of the mamas in our most recent mastermind group recommended it. They said it was life changing. So I was like, I'll give it a try. It's essentially athletic greens and it has all the vitamins and nutrients and probiotics you need in one drink. And I recently started drinking it first thing in the morning. And I think I've been doing this for 2 months now. And I just feel like I have so much more energy. I also got like sick. Sorry, I know this is a side tangent, but I'm a big AG1 fan now. Um, I also recently got sick. I thought it was allergies, but it was a cold. And normally, when I get a cold, it lasts for a really long time. This lasted like 18 hours and it was out. So the only variable I can say is AG1. So give it a try, especially if you have kids and you have those germs coming in your house all the time from school, is worth a shot. Okay, so I wake up, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I drink my AG1. Then after that, I have coffee and I put a scoop of Vital Proteins collagen powder in it. I'm trying to get 130 grams of protein a day. I know that's a lot. And so starting off with protein in my coffee is a good like kickstart to be able to meet that goal. Then I head straight to a workout and I mix it up. So typically on Mondays, I do hot yoga. I love hot yoga so much. I've been going since I was like 18, and I have a favorite yoga instructor who teaches the Monday 6 a.m. class. And I've just started getting back into running. So, and I actually used to be a runner a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but before kids, I would do long distance running. And I actually have a few half marathons under my belt. And believe it or not, I was actually fast. And then I had kids, and sorry if it's TMI, but when I would run really hard, like in a race, or when I would jump rope or go on the trampoline, I would pee my pants. So all of that cardio took a back seat for a while, but now I'm getting back into it again and I love it. So I do yoga one day, running about 2 days a week, and then weightlifting, weight training. I do upper body 1 to 2 times a week, and then I do lower body glutes training 2 days a week. And it's a really good mix of everything, in my opinion. I don't get bored. I'm a manifesting generator, so I feel like I have to be doing all the things, and that's a good way to balance it all. So since I started working out forever ago, I'm also a morning workout girl. I have personally tried the whole evening thing and I just can't do it. I will literally make up any excuse in the world not to do it, even if I have like all my workout stuff with me. I've signed up for the class. I'll get like a $15 penalty if I don't go to the class. I still will not go. I love, love, love the early morning workout. It's just a great way to start my day. And for me, it's like a shower first thing in the morning. And it really feels like I have accomplished so much when the rest of the world hasn't even gotten up yet. So it's just a really good feeling to have to kickstart my day. So after that, I go home, I shower, help get the kids ready for school. Matt and I kind of tag team. And in the summer, it's like wherever they're going that day. So camp, or maybe they're staying home. And now I'm starting to do a few days where I actually go work out. And instead of coming home to take a shower, I get ready at the gym and I go straight to work. And by work, I mean a co working area. And the reason being is that in the morning, my brain is firing on all cylinders, especially after a workout and getting that energy moving. So I can get like double the amount of work done in half the time. And I will miss the kids in the morning on those mornings. But when I go home first, I'm like sucked into this mom slash work vortex. But by staying out of the house and not coming home, I am able to protect that sacred transition time. And then I head to my new co-working space by the beach, which I am in love with. And it has been such a game changer. And I've only been doing this for about a week, but it has changed my life. And I'm just getting really dramatic on this episode, I guess, but it really has changed my life. It's interesting because for so long, I resisted going back into an office. And I've shared this previously on a prior podcast episode. But when I was going into an office back when I worked in corporate, after I had my daughter, it was a real drain. And it was really hard to be away from her, especially when she was so teeny. And I ended up only seeing her for 2 hours a day in the evening. And that just really didn't cut it for me. So when I went full blown entrepreneurs, I also fought working in co working spaces. I thought, I love my house. I worked so hard to get to this point where I can be fully work from home and I should want to work here. But what I realized is that my house had become sort of this catch all for everything. And then I wasn't leaving the house. It wasn't fully home. It wasn't fully work. It was sort of just like this blend of laundry, emails, dishes, toys, podcasting, coaching calls, cooking, like everything and anything and everything in that. So it was really, really hard for me to separate work and home from work. And I hated that it was so hard for me to get off my computer, especially in the evenings when we're trying to have this sacred family time. And it really wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair to my kids and it wasn't fair to my husband. And I really want to protect that sacred family time and not be on my screen at all, especially if I'm telling my kids they can't be on their screen too. So now I have a desk by the ocean. It's a co-working space. It's hot desks, but I literally get to like take a break and go walk on the beach if I want to. And when I sit down, my body knows that it's time to focus. When I go home, when I step out, I breathe in the ocean air, I walk, I reset, I go home, and I'm done. I'm not pulling that laptop out of my bag and starting to work again because I put in the work that day. I got a lot done. I was focused. I went hard. I put in what I could with the energy that I had, and I'm done. So it does feel like for me, personally, I know everyone is different, but for me personally, I do like to compartmentalize. The idea of being able to work while you're with your kids is great. And it is awesome to be able to have that capability and flexibility when the time calls for it. And I don't want that to be a part of my normal routine. So that alone is helping me become a better mom, a better coach, and honestly, just overall happier human. Okay, so now let's talk evenings. Mornings are important, but so are our nights, and they set the tone for everything. Again, back when I had to go into the office, I'd have everything ready the night before, laid out, my clothes picked, my shoes picked. I'd have my bag prepped, my lunch prepped, like everything ready to go so that all I needed to do was get up and go. I didn't have to make any decisions. I would just get up, brush my teeth, get changed, and go. I also used to be in bed every night, lights off, phone away, full REM sleep by 9 p.m. And I do remember that feeling so good. And I would always wake up feeling so good, recharged, refreshed. But recently, we are in a full season of life. Maya, my daughter, gets in 5 hours of cheer every week, and it's not super close. My son has been waking up in the middle of the night. He's 6 years old, and he's kind of going through this little phase of like a sleep regression where he's having like little nightmares and then it wakes him up and then he comes in our room and he doesn't want to go to bed. He wants to talk. And then it wakes up my dog and then my dog started sparking and it's just like all of us are awake then and it takes us a while to get back to sleep. And my son Jax is full of energy and he has a huge imagination. Matt's working full time and he travels a bunch for work. And I'm building my business and coaching clients and creating content and prepping for our upcoming mastermind launch. And while a lot of this is amazing and incredible and exciting, and I love working on it, there is literally always something to do. Someone who needs something, a to-do list that needs another check mark. But here's what I keep reminding myself. Does it really need to happen tonight? Because most of the time, it doesn't. On my to-do list that I have for work and personal, I used to put the task and then put a date. So like I'd be like, okay, Wednesday I can do this. And I'd put the date. Then Wednesday would come and I'd have all these tasks that I didn't accomplish on Monday or Tuesday because I overfilled my to-do list. Like I was unrealistic with my expectations of what I could accomplish. So then everything got pushed to Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, I feel so overwhelmed and I'm feeling like I need to get everything done. And I started just removing that date altogether, only like every morning looking at my to-do list and saying like, what are the top 3 things that I need to get done today? And I'll put those there. And then if I get those done, I go to the list and I pick a few more. But I don't have that feeling of like behind. And also, I realized that a lot of the tasks that I was previously putting dates for and thinking in the moment, oh, this is high priority. I need to do this right now. It's actually a lot of them are not high priority and they end up like never even getting done. And I'm actually okay with them never even getting done because they weren't even a priority in the first place. And so I was like stressing myself out and putting myself over capacity for things that honestly really didn't even matter in the first place. And also, the double edged sword for any entrepreneur that loves what they do is that I love working on my business. So it is really a form of discipline to stop myself and say, no, it's not time to work, and remind myself that I'll actually do better and get more done in a shorter amount of time with more rest. So lately, I've been gently returning to an evening routine that feels like me, and I have a lot of improvement. You can ask my husband. He's like, you sound like a broken record. You keep saying this. And I am getting better at it, progress over perfection. But this is truly what I'm aiming for. So, no phone in bed. I want to put my phone in the other room when I go to bed. I'd really like to do this starting at 7 p.m. so there are no distractions when I'm with the kids for the last hour before they go to bed. I do wear my orange red light blocking glasses, and I put those on around 6 or 7. They're like on my nightstand, but I put them on because sometimes the TV will be on, or even the lights in the house will have like that red light, which, fucks with your circadian rhythm. So I'll put the link to the show notes in the one that I use. I previously had ordered just some random ones from Amazon and I didn't notice a difference. But one of my friends, Corinna Soto, she's huge into like regulation, and she's somatic coach, and she recommended these glasses, this specific brand, and I've been wearing them and they've truly been a game changer. So I'll put the link in the show notes. So anyway, after that, kids in bed by 8. We used to have them in bed by 8, and then my daughter started getting older, pushing the boundary. Then my son has FOMO because his sister's staying up. And the bottom line is that the longer they stay up, the longer we stay up. So we just all need to go to bed at 8, get them in their beds, a short nighttime routine so that Matt and I can be like laying in bed, not asleep, but like laying in bed, winding down by 8:30. So when I do these things, and I have in the past, so I know I can do it, I start to reclaim how I end my day, and it propels me into a better day the next day. When I'm tired, I'm cranky and snappy, and I'm not as sharp. I'm shorter with the kids. My workouts start to suffer. It's all just so much better when I'm well rested. And my goal again is just to let what I've gotten done on any single day just be enough. And yes, we have some upcoming trips. We're pretty much going to be out of town for the entire month of July. We're going back home to New York and New Jersey where my family lives. And then one of my sisters goes to ASU in Arizona. So I'll be going to visit her in July in the dead of summer, which I'm not looking forward to that heat in Arizona in July, but she's turning 21 and I don't want to miss out on that. It's a milestone birthday, so I'm excited to celebrate with her. And our rhythm will be off for a few weeks, but that's okay because I'll have a routine to get back to when we get back. And also, I do think that there's an opportunity for us to start implementing some of these routines while we're on vacation. It's actually the perfect time, like the phones being away and being present with each other. Vacations are an amazing opportunity to do that with your family. So once we're back, again, I'll get back in my routine, get back to the co-working space at the beach, get back to my early morning workouts, but get back to the early nights, slower evenings, and truly protecting my energy and what fuels me. And I want to get in this flow of where I'm only working Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And maybe that means 2 of those days will be longer days. And I may not see the kids in the morning. So let's just say I pick Tuesday, Thursday. Maybe I don't see the kids on Tuesday and Thursday morning, but I'll be able to pick them up earlier and I'll have all the other days and all the other evenings to be present with them. And once school starts in August, I want every Friday to be a me day, not to do something extravagant, but just to be with myself. No work, no husband, no kids, just to literally read, to lay out at the beach, to take naps, to get a pedicure, like literally whatever it is, I just want it to be a me day. So, since shifting my routine, both morning and night, I feel so much more like myself again. And I feel like I'm like really coming into who that is. And I'm more grounded, I'm more clear, and I'm in it, but I'm not consumed by it. And there's a big difference there. So, what I've let go of is this pressure to do everything at once to accomplish the whole to do list. That's truly unrealistic. And my brain used to think that that was realistic. This idea that success means endless productivity, that is just not true. At least it's not true for me. And that structure means being super rigid. In my opinion, having a bit of structure actually helps you be more flexible. And it's not about being rigid, it's about having a framework that supports your life and the systems in that support your life so that you can be productive, get things done, be present with your family when it's family time, and know that if things go off track, you can get right back on because you have a routine. And the things that I've gained, spaciousness, so much more spaciousness by creating this like structured time in the morning where I'm really intentional about how I'm using that time. I get so much more spaciousness in my day to day, in my calendar, and my evenings. I get presence with my family, which is the greatest gift of all. And I have actual joy in my business. I'm not getting burned out. I'm not burning the candle at both ends. I am able to wake up, feel refreshed, feel excited about going to do my work. And what I wish that I would have known sooner is that routines are not about doing more or being rigid. It's more about they're protecting your most sacred energy. So, for the woman who's listening who feels like she's in the what now phase, maybe you've just left a job, or your kids are growing, or your role is shifting, or maybe you're just waking up to the fact that you do want more out of life. You want to hold more capacity, you want a bigger capacity to hold more. I want you to hear this. You do not need a perfect routine, you need a rhythm that supports you. One that leaves space for joy, one that holds you through your busy seasons, and one that honors your energy instead of draining it. It really needs to be a routine that supports the woman that you're becoming. So let's pause with these questions. These would be great reflection prompts for you to do when you have time. So think about, where are you holding onto a routine that no longer fits? What do your mornings really need to feel powerful, to set you up for success in the day so you feel ahead? And what do your evenings need to feel peaceful? And most importantly, what would it look like to trust yourself with your time? So again, remember that each person's routine is unique to them. What feeds your energy could be different than what feeds mine. What drains you could be different than what drains me. So do what works for you. Really start to feel into what works for you and what feels good, and do more of that. So I'm going to give you a challenge for the week like I always do. Choose one rhythm to shift. Just one. It doesn't need to be grandiose, just one small shift in your day. And then you build on that week after week until you have your rhythm down. So it could be starting your day with movement. It could be trying to work somewhere new, setting a phone curfew at night, just doing these small things. So when you decide on what that small shift is going to be, share it with me. DM me, let me know what it is, or tag me on Instagram at Natalie Bernacki. And I want to celebrate you because small shifts will really, truly compound and make the big shift over time. So thank you for spending this time with me. And don't forget, you are doing better than you think. If you're listening to this episode, it means that you really care and you want to be set up for success, and that your rhythm gets to feel like relief and your energy is sacred. So do things that are going to help protect that energy. I love you. I see you, and I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Light Her Up. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take steps towards a life better than you ever dreamed. I see you, I hear you, and I'm so proud of you for showing up and prioritizing your journey. When you fill up your cup with love, you can pour so much more into the people and passions that matter to you most. If this episode resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you subscribed, left a review, and shared it with someone who could use a little extra light. For more, check out our weekly 5-minute meditations or connect with me on Instagram at The Light Within Collective. I'm sending you my love, and I'll catch you on the next episode.